Have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel Chile in a tuk-tuk? Probably not, especially since this vehicle doesn't exist here, but I've brought one all the way from Bolivia to slow travel the next 3 days to the Argentinian border. Along the way, getting what I'd say is the full experience. Everything from exploring the coastline and dealing with customs clearances to shopping for travel gear and drinking beers with locals in one of the most touristic places in the country.
What a sight. We're in the Atacama Desert, listening to salsa, baby.
One beautiful Chilean-hearted woman might have just turned around my whole perspective of this country.
This episode has it all for me to give my final verdict of the country before leaving to Argentina. Day one begins with perfect weather, stunning views, and of course classic me stuffing my face with some traditional cuisine.
I believe that's calamari and some sauce inside of an empanada. That's delicious. We got Coke doing the name trend, and it's all Latino names, which is really cool. It's as foreign as it gets with Coca-Cola. This empanada is cheese and mussels. Delicious. We're really lucky that we're driving along the entire coastline of Chile now as we head south for the rest of the day. So it's just been beautiful views, literally the whole drive. And almost always with these Andes mountains, dunes in the background. They're just huge. This is San Marcos. Pretty chill town. Good little break, get back out on the road. Unfortunately for us, all that mechanical stuff we got done is all holding up together. Nice new little oil plug. The oil filter's doing well as well.
Later on, simply driving the highway, I saw an abandoned town that sparked my curiosity. Out here on Chile's harsh Pacific coast sits Guainillos, a place that once was an economy powerhouse.
Right, I've seen from off on the side of the highway all these ruins of houses. There was a lot back there, but there's more out in front of us here and up on the hillside. That's culture and history, and I'm intrigued. There's nobody around, it's all very much abandoned. Not now. Patty's in there. Hey, Miss Potts. You love an adventure? Look at this. These are more made out of mud bricks, and this is like a mud brick with a cement coating. So that behind me, and maybe these kind of constructions over to the right are the only like cement buildings. These are all got maybe the same use by date. They would have been all built at the same time. Probably got like 15 houses, maybe 30 houses in total between all of this. And you can see this kind of building structure that they used as material once upon a time. Straw, mud, a bit of rock. Sometimes it's horse manure they kind of mix in. A metal roof that's rusted away. Wow, maybe small little fishing town. Maybe this is a bathtub.
In the 1800s, this isolated cliffside became a frenzy of guano extraction, aka bird poop mining, valuable for its gunpowder and fertilizer uses. Later in the early 1900s, the salt industry took over, building massive processing camps and turning the desert edge into a booming, chaotic outpost. Employees here were either Peruvian, Chinese, or Chilean and worked brutally in slave-like conditions. But when the resources dried up, the life here vanished almost overnight. All that's left of the industry that shaped the coastline is now silent ruins, after many years of being battered by the wind and waves. As I fly the drone over Guainillos, you can see the Castillo Garcia Burr, this massive stone fortress perched on the top of the cliff. No one really knows who built it and when, but most believe it served as the residence of the site's administrator back in the guano boom. A kind of power base overlooking the whole operation. Now it's just an eerie, crumbling castle watching over the Pacific.
I've never seen anything like this. ¿Cómo estás? ¿A estacionar? Sí. ¿Y qué más necesito hacer?
Documentos del vehículo y traerlo acá a la ventanilla.
Gracias. Holy heck, there's a guy in handcuffs. The camera would not have seen it. This is something I've only ever seen in Chile. This is basically a customs checkpoint. They're gonna check the same documents as if I was leaving the country, but we're far from any borders. We're on the ocean. This is the Chilean ocean. This is the highway stop. Man, that's crazy. Right, now that we've got the check done, we've been told we can film. They've already seen the YouTube logo in several locations, and I've had some of the border staff walking around the vehicle just taking photos. So this is the first time we've ever really, it wasn't a police stop, it was just a customs control check, and they were seeing that I entered the vehicle in legally. They asked me about if I've got any illicit content and illegal substances in the vehicle. None of that. What I also found out is the reason this exists is because north of us, where I've come from, Arica and Iquique, these are two cities that are tax-free. So everything, while I've been thinking, oh, everything's really expensive, it's actually been cheaper than it is gonna be going south. And if I bought huge amounts of alcohol or cigarettes with the purpose to resell, I would have to pay taxes here. So I broke my tripod, that's why it's got a weird angle. Snapped off the cap when I was braking the motor at the same time. It was a horrible day. Keep going, Miss Pats. We've got no fuel station for 100 kilometers. I've only got what's left in the back fuel container. We've got to fuel up. And at the same time, I can see that I'm using more fuel. And this is why motor's running a bit hot. So as you've probably seen before, just like that. There we go. Just a half turn. We'll let the tuk-tuk cool down for a bit. Pati, relax. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo? Yeah. Happy, Miss Putz. See that was the second fuel stop for the day. And what a fuel stop it is. Stunning. A couple little mini boats out there. Waves just crawling in on the rocks. Patty's scared of the water. We're a bit too close. She didn't like being out and about. No, we're very appreciative. We're very, very blessed to have this lifestyle. Aren't we, Miss Putz? You're not happy? You're happy, Miss Putz? Ryan, why'd you have to park next to the ocean? You know I don't like water, that's what she's saying. What do you think about that, Miss Putz? You're standing on my backpack, are you? Trying to get a good look. Small town runoff. It's kind of diverted to a less high quality highway, and that's completely fine, but the views are still the same. We're coming towards an end of the ocean kind of road that we're driving, but we're also coming to the end of the day, which I'm grateful for. We got a bit of a headache, so I'm keen to just find a hotel, have a night's rest, and do it again tomorrow. Hola. We've got the hotel that we're staying at, 30 USD, cheaper than we've been paying. But we got a new big red, harder plastic, better quality. It's got a seal nozzle and it sits higher. So I'm losing a lot of space here, and this one only comes a bit to about here. So I'm just gonna get rid of big red here. We've got a new little present for ourselves to make the journey a bit more comfortable. How good's that? There we go, Patty's happy and so am I. We've got a nice bit of a room. This is the kind of old school bathroom shower setup. Nice. This is perfect. So you know the deal. 2 scoop little dinner for Pats, and we're gonna get dinner now. On the walk with Pats. Check this out. This is a really nice baseball field. Is that what it's called? I don't know baseball, but it's got this really good view of the ocean as well. It's got a see-through fence. Imagine being just like an outfielder and catching a ball, and then you've got the ocean on your right. That's epic, eh? That's the football field on this other side as well. Nice. This is an interesting town. This looks like a pretty authentic restaurant. I looked at the menu. It's got this cazuela. I've never tried that, but I know that that's a Chilean kind of meal. We can probably just sit right here. Someone is really interested in this. This is not the cazuela. They didn't have it, but instead this is the carne al jugo. I just cut this off,
pulled apart. It's just been a slow cooked meat with rice. How good is that? That's dinner. It tastes pretty good. I don't think you can eat it, miss. I think it's got some sauces and stuff that wouldn't be good for dogs. Oof. 10 out of 10.
Look at that, we're just leaving the garage. We've got an early morning on our hands. I couldn't really sleep, so it's like, when you get to Argentina, might as well just begin driving. We're doing a quick little motor oil check. I've just cleaned the dipstick, and now we're taking it out. Oh, yep. So that's a nice, healthy, full. Good morning, Miss Putz. How you doing? We also just did the big switch of the big red that just sits up a little bit higher. We still gotta figure out how we can kind of optimize this space. There, look at that. We've got a lot more nice big space right there. It goes right to the back. So a Chilean fuel container is going to be a lot better quality than a Bolivian one. No leaks, and that's a really nice hard plastic. So we did well with that $20 purchase. Ready to get out on the road, eh, Miss Potts? Today we're off to kind of big city called Calama, and there we're gonna buy some presents. They've got a DJI store, and I don't know, as soon as I leave kind of Chile, the next DJI store where it sells like mics, drones, they've got cameras as well. We want to upgrade a bit of our gear with the Patreon money we've been getting lately. Shout out to those legends, especially these guys. Look at that. They've all subscribed to a tier membership that gets their name on the tuk-tuk and helps get Patty and I down the road, and financially are able to upgrade our gear along the way as well, which is really just fantastic, and pay for hotels, fuel, treats for Pats, the best high quality dog food that money can buy as well under there. That little pro plan thing, hey? Not cheap, but you're so worth it, little bubba. Little bubba, yeah, I'm keen. Little pit stop. By the way, it's 6:30. It's not that early, but there's stuff open. But it's not gonna be sun up for a little bit. Hola, ¿cómo estás? We just got no water for the road, so that's what we're looking to get. Buen día, señor. ¿Te pide un agua grande? ¿Hay con gas? Gracias. Because the Dangers is all boarded up, and he just passed me the bottle through here, and it's all plastic, so keeping him safe. Calama, güey. Estamos viajando en el mototaxi. Ajá. ¿Cómo es la zona aquí? ¿Seguro?
Sí.
Bien, me alegro.
Pero acá tiene que ir para Calama.
Calama, ya, vamos a hacer la revuelta. Gracias, amigo. So with us leaving the city and heading towards Calama, we've left the ocean side. We're not gonna see Pacific Ocean for many months now. Maybe a year and a half. Oh my goodness. As we head to Argentina now, climbing up the Andes Mountains. Early morning drives, big vibes. With the legendary Ed Sheeran Ginger himself. Look at that. The vibes are high today, hey? We just got the sun coming up the mountain, and we're warming up a little bit, letting the tuk-tuk cool down at the same time in the sun. How good. Breakfast. That's what we got. That's the breakfast. It's not much, but it's honest work, isn't it, Miss Putz? A bit of Chilean bread. They put holes in it for some reason. Banana. And these are sugar-coated peanuts. Pretty good. Hey? Good girl. Middle of nowhere, roadwork stop, and I've got a comment, and I've noticed it the last few days. I think the best country of drivers that we've come across so far has got to be Chile. A lot of the trucks, I don't have many video examples, but the trucks usually always cross at least the other lane. I'm not used to that. You'd think that'd be common sense if there's nobody coming for ages, but sometimes we get like kind of buzzed, I guess you could say. And what can you do? You know, you're a tuk-tuk. Sometimes we feel like we might be impeding or intruding. When we can, we drive in the shoulder, but usually there's just friendly freaking locals that are just giving us wide berths, kind of honking when they go past. They're just happy to see us out here. And we're grateful for the Chilean locals making our kind of trip a little bit safer.
Someone's got to save us all, save us all. Love the sinners too. But if pride goeth before the fall.
Look, like I know we're in the desert, but this town really looks dehydrated. Just he's lacking something. What is Miss Pat saying? What are you saying, Miss Potts? No, down. Loca. Well, it's not underground, but it is paid parking. We call it. What is it saying? 23 per minute. This is Chile. The absolute daylight robbery of a rate. 23 per minute. Per minute. Sweet. We've just given Pat a lot of water. No. You can't leave. She's a little bit in the shade. We've got the shade kind of coming down on the tuk-tuk. And she's just going to take care of the tuk-tuk. We're going to leave it wide open, and the security guard beside us, he knows about Pats, and we'll keep an eye on her. But she's well accustomed to sleeping in the tuk-tuk when we're camping and well in the shade. So yeah, this is the mall. We'll go take the drone and see what upgrades we can get. Cuídate. La perita muerde ya. Gracias. Just warning everybody that's taken a look at the vehicle in the last 2 minutes that I've been with Pat. It's a big site, you know what I mean? They've got a Starbucks, what the heck? This is civilization. On a different planet, you know, you just don't see this. First stop was sunscreen. Things are about to get a little bit more expensive for like quality items in Argentina. Things like camping gear, jackets, running shoes, DJI equipment. It's all a lot cheaper in Chile. And along with sunscreen, like a branded sunscreen like that. These were just, that's why I bought 2. And they were like $22 US each. But if I don't have like a face cream, I'm not gonna be motivated to put it on. That's how I am. So there is a Walmart. What? Because we don't have it in Australia. Hola Calama. And there's some things I don't think I would see in Latin America, and this is one of them. Ride on little dinosaurs in a mall. It's so crazy. Something that's been a long time on the list was running shoes, and now that we're in probably the cheapest country we've been in for a long time, for us to buy them, is the perfect spot. This is like the hiking shoes, and to have like a gym shoe, running shoe as a backup as well. If these get wet, that's perfect. So that's what we're looking at right now in an Adidas store. How nice. Like, as you can see, we haven't gone shoe shopping in a long time, but these will still make it to Brazil, where I could buy another pair. These I got them in Brazil. I've just tried on these bad boys. They don't really have a lot of stock of my size, unfortunately. Look at that. And we found the ones that we want. Fantastic. We're trying to be quick with this because Patty's in the car, and I'm not a big fan of shopping, but yeah, this is cool. This is great, and I'm like grateful because I know this is the Patreon freaking saving us and helping us out and giving us some comfortable footwear to do what we want to do in this travel, which is just so grateful. This is winning.
My hopes are to buy the new Mini 5 Pro drone to replace my current, which has still been suffering connection loss issues, along with the new microphones. Unfortunately, while these are available to buy in the US, newly released items still take a while to get down here.
Muchas gracias. Perfecto. Gracias. No, they were really helpful. That's great. Now next, we need the camping store, and here's one here. We've busted our inflatable pillow, so yeah, this will be a good spot to come. There we go, an inflatable pillow and a belt, which we've been needing for a while. Sweet. It's these stores that I don't see very often at all, so when I get in there, like my head starts to go a bit berserk. Just seeing quality gear and having that accessibility, which in Bolivia, maybe Argentina, you just don't find too often. Especially the routes that we travel at times as well. Well, we've got a new toiletries bag for the road. My one just got moldy, staying in the last hotel. So this is perfect. Look at that, the day's going great.
Yeah, now the food court. I've never tried Wendy's in my entire life. It doesn't exist in Australia, so I think that's what we're gonna have. But there's KFC, Burger King. That's the two recognizable ones pretty much. We'll get some meal here. Look at that. We got a buffet as well. There's a bit of everything. See if I can see the tuk-tuk from here. There it is. Looks like nobody's bothering Miss Patch. She'll just be chilling out. We've probably been away from her for about an hour. We got this for takeaway. Got like a biggie box. And I had to try the soft serve as well, because Wendy's, I just think it's like a milkshake place, right? See, eh? You right? Well, that happened. We need to get that sewed ASAP. Patty obviously would have been just poking her head through, trying to find me at different points, and yeah, it's kind of dangerous. Sometimes when people get close to Tuktuk, she can be a bit protective, and her getting her head out's not a good thing. But what'd you do, miss? What did you do? You pulled this off? That's alright. We can sew that up pretty easily. But good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, huh? Hey, you're just resting? You were chilling out? What did we get? We got Wendy's, Miss Potts. Our first taste, that's a pretty good pre-mixed Coke. See how we go. This is Wendy's in Chile. So you've got some things that are in here that are only Latin American. And things that you won't find in US Wendy's is an empanada. That's what this is. Cheese empanada. So obviously a mini empanada. Overall, it's not great, to be honest. This is a feed, eh? This was $10 US, all up. Little ice cream. They gave you another chicken bite and empanada in there. And then I guess the Coke, and I guess the main event, the biggie burger. It's got a little bit of everything in there. Meat, bacon, cheese. I think that's chicken as well. That's huge. It's decent, the bread's good. Good sauce, very filling. This is good value. Chilean caramel Wendy's ice cream. Nice, nice. It's actually more of an ice cream than a soft serve, which is impressive. It's like legitimately real ice cream, which I didn't expect. But at the same time, it's not great. Why is the ice cream the worst part of the meal? That was a good burger. Pay the parking, and then we're off. That's it there, that's a sign for San Pedro de Atacama. Nice little stop in Calama, resupply, out on the road.
Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. About to see what it means to be living.
Hey Miss Buds, chilling. This is what the $200 haul got us. The self-inflatable pillow, toiletries bag, that's nice. New shoes, heck, they're good. They're gonna serve me well. And then 3 pairs of socks, plus a belt. Oh yes, I love tourists. I love it. We wouldn't have stopped, we would have kept driving, but there's a heck load of people that have all paid for guided tours and vans to arrive with them. And the best part is that we get to just walk out of our tuk-tuk with the dog on the leash and go join them. I think they're all here for the freaking sunset. Perdón, amigo Costa. ¿Estás aquí por la atardecer? Sí. Perfecto. ¿Todos son aquí por el atardecer? Sí. Buenísimo. Gracias. Look at that, Miss Potts. This is a textbook finish to an incredible day. Looks like a canyon in front of us. I have no idea what this lookout's called, but every man and their dog's here, including mine. Tuk-tuk's way over there. And Pati, stay close. That edge isn't that bad. It's kind of bad. Stay close, stay off the edge, little loca. That's the view that everybody's coming for, eh? Hey, come. What are you doing? That's pretty sweet.
This is incredible, hey? The life that we get to live and how lucky we are with the freedom of just our own vehicle. And basically I was driving towards here. I had a bachata song on. And once upon a time I was driving around in my car working 60, 80 hours a week, doing 5 different jobs. That was my life back in Australia once upon a time, before the dog, before the tuk-tuk, before ever visiting Latin America. And I was learning the language, working a Mexican restaurant, trying to watch Netflix, listen to a bit of, bachata, merengue, salsa, trying to just improve in all facets. And slowly I was falling more in love with this whole continent and all that it has to offer, with the people and the food and the culture. And I knew eventually I just want to get here and one day drive what I thought would be a motorcycle across these landscapes and be listening to Spanish tunes. But life always has a different direction and a plan, and we found this beauty and picked up a tuk-tuk so that we could store it in the back, and it allows us to carry a lot more gear and it'll be a lot more freeing with that, having a lot more comfort items. I can't believe it. This is incredible with you, Miss Paz. But that's the Atacama Desert then, eh? Pretty sweet. The start of it anyway. We'll try to see if we can check out a bit more tomorrow. That's a banger too. I'm putting you guys on. I'll add the little titles right now. Gotas de lluvia desde el rocío, donde más que viene del corazón. Vamos pa' ti. Dice que no. This is like, once upon a time, this is my dream. Now we're living that dream. It comes full circle. Whatever your goals are right now, push for them. It's so worth it. You can do it. What a sight. We're in the Atacama Desert, listening to salsa, baby. Come on now. And here we are, getting slapped in the face by the most culturally gorgeous mud town I've ever witnessed. Oh, that's vibes. That storefront there, this is sweet. And I know the center's gonna be even more beautiful. I don't even know if this is San Pedro de Atacama yet. Look at this. So we met this lovely person. What's your name?
Hola, my name's Maika. I'm from Germany.
Look at that. And you live here?
I live here. It's been like 8 months. I've been traveling for a little bit. I was did a little trip, but I've been living here for like 8 months now.
Awesome. Maika.
Maika, yeah.
And Maika's about to show us a chicken sandwich shop.
Yes.
Yeah, we just pulled up and I'm looking around. I was literally caught looking at my map. I'm like, what is this town? Where is the center? Where I'm so lost. Like I'm looking at all these mud walls. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So I need to like see I need to see the town with a local. This is an epic find.
Here you are.
All right, I'll follow you then. Sounds great. What a time. We just literally pulled up in this freaking car park. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Power of the internet.
Yeah, she said, I follow you on Instagram. She did a double back. She went past it. That's awesome. Love how life works out. Yeah, I was completely lost. I've never seen a town structured so loosely. I couldn't even on the map, like where the hotels are centered, they're all around here. Down these side streets, I'm like, where is the plaza? Where is everything happening? Because I want to see it. I'm here for one night. We're leaving tomorrow. Maybe the local can take us out to see something in a tuk-tuk. She'd know the routes and the roads, and I want to hear the story behind why a German foreigner decided Atacama, which is quite a touristic spot, I want to live here indefinitely. So that was the feed. It wasn't anything special. It's just a spaghetti with Miss Pats. Good chats. Things are going well. We'll get a beer in a bit, and we'll find a camp spot, Miss Pats. How about that? Yeah, that's a beautiful vehicle. So you might be wondering right now why there's a dog in what looks like it's an Airbnb. It's not an Airbnb. It is a last-ditch effort at us finding a place to stay. We checked a couple places. The local tried to help us out. The one place I did go to was an eco lodge. She said, my bosses don't allow dogs. We can't accept you. And here we are in the receptionist's house after she said, I can't do anything for you there, but you can stay in my spare bedroom. And I'm like,
what? And she's had to go back to work. She finishes at 11 p.m. It's currently 9 p.m. She's got a couple hours to work. This is her dog. She let me in her house, left me with her keys, and said, I'll be back in a couple hours. Make yourself at home. This interaction might have just saved my entire freaking thoughts on Chile.
Break. Juga bien. Juga bien. I think he's just a puppy. Vamos, vamos. We're in his house. I'm as bewildered as you are, Miss Pat.
No. You're not getting on the bed. Off. This is what they say about Chileans. They're cold at first, but as soon as you get to know them, embrace you like, look at what we're staying in, hey? Miss Potts. We're so lucky, Miss Potts. It's a cold night, and we're so freaking blessed to have a warm bed in a comfortable spot for the night. So we're off to the center. We're going to buy beers. So when she gets off work, we're going to have a couple of brewskis. How good's that? You've been nervous. You're still papa. Bonito.
Look at that, we made it, legend.
We did it.
We did it. This is the restaurant bar, sweet. So this is a Chilean style of beer you mentioned.
I'm pretty sure it's just salt and mercan, which is like a spicy smoked pepper spice that they use a lot in Chile.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure you can like only find mercan stuff here.
That's
and
cool.
I have no idea what kind of salsa is in your beer.
There's a salsa inside my beer. Salud. Con la salsa. Look at that. Here we go. Oh.
Horrible?
Yeah. Wow.
That's a bad.
Nice hectic. Give it a go. I want to see your reaction. That is very far from a beer at that point. Like, we're gonna drink it. This is the when in Rome, do what the Romans do. If this is the Chilean beer.
I have no idea what's inside.
Yeah, right. But it's a vibe. This is a nice place. A little bar on a weekday. Lucky us. I'll try this is without the.
That's the normal one.
Good experience. Cheers. Cheers. Bye. That was amazing. Nice to meet you. We made it.
So out with the old, in with the new. I definitely went probably several times over fixing these with glue and getting the soles back together, but yeah, now that we've got the new pair and it'll do us real good for our travels, we've got to get rid of these old ones. We'll find somebody in the town to help out.
Son de 44. ¿Qué parece? Para ti. Ah, gracias, amigo. Cuídate. All for him. Make something out of him.
Happy as Larry, Miss Potts. Hey, you got zoomies? Just checking it out. So way out there is the highway. We've just come up this dirt little path. Miss Potts, the tuk-tuk. There's apparently a very non-touristic kind of lookout, great little valley all to ourselves. So safe little spots to leave the tuk-tuk. Unfortunately, as a lot of these little like side paths in the desert seem to go, it just becomes a little trash land behind any dune that's not visible to the road. So this is where the kind of entrance starts. It's kind of unfortunate. I feel like it must be a bar because it's all just alcohol bottles. I feel like a bar just goes through them and then dumps them all the way out here. yeah, just look at this place. This desert is absolutely insane. Great to get a gorgeous bit of scenery in on our last literal maybe day in Chile. You need a few days to explore this whole Atacama Desert to do all the touristic things, and a lot of it unfortunately isn't accessible by tuk-tuk. You have to book guides, and four-wheel drives are involved and stuff like that. So even the canyon little river that the local told us was worthwhile to check out, we couldn't get the tuk-tuk any further than where we left it, to be honest. So it was cool to see it with the drone, great to capture that bit of scenery, but with the driving that we've got to do today, it's about 160 kilometers to the border with Argentina. We kind of have to leave kind of right now-ish. So we're probably going to end the video right here, call it a day. And in the next episode, next Sunday, you're going to literally be seeing us entering Argentina once again. And I can't wait. Chile's been a bit up and down. It's been a bit of a learning curve and figuring everything out. I apologize if I've kind of annoyed some Chileans from the recent episodes, but I simply, in every country I am, I capture the good, the bad, the ups and the downs. So it's just what we saw in our very short time in Chile in the north here. But amazing people. Did you like the last night, that homestay? I think, yeah, the people are one of the best aspects to this country for sure, by far. We probably won't ever be back to Chile ever again in this lifetime. We've seen it, we've experienced it, and I'd probably go back to Bolivia before I go back to Chile. And you know how I feel about Bolivia, so yeah, we're gonna call it there. Pats, say goodbye. As long as we're together, Miss Pats, everything's good. So cheers for joining us on another kind of hectic episode. What a day, legends. Cheers. Your hair's so wiry. I need to give you a bath, I think. Hey, you enjoying that?
Join us next week on the Three-Wheel Dream, where to our absolute surprise, we find snow whilst climbing altitude to the Argentinian border. The thin air causes the tuk-tuk to be far slower than usual, and the time difference between the countries has the border office closed sooner than we expected. We're left freezing outside, colder than we've ever been in our entire lives.